Beginning players often get confused with so many different businesses and so many different ways to make money in this game. I'm gonna organize it all in today's video for ya. How to make money the best way possible as a new player in GTA Online. So the first method is going to be completely free, and it's actually a way to unlock a free property and a free vehicle at the very end. So this is super worth it to do. By going to the yellow R icon in Sandy Shores, you can start the first dose missions, which is basically 5 different missions that you can get an extra $50,000 for each one as a first time bonus, meaning completing the 5 missions you can get an extra $250k just from bonuses alone. And during completing those first dose missions, you unlock the freak shop property, which is a pretty cool one. It's located just south of the casino, so a pretty good location, pretty close to the middle of the city, and that gets you a really good spawn location since you can set your spawn location to there, and then if you happen to be stuck in the middle of nowhere and you have to switch sessions, you can do it. Now after going in the R icon for the very first time, you have to go through a pretty long cutscene, and then you would actually continue each mission by going in the freak shop and going in the yellow circle. After completing 5 first dose missions, then you move on to the 6 last dose missions, which you can start up by going in the yellow circle in the freak shop as well. Now you also get a first time bonus for the 6 last dose ones as well, so also a good money method. You can get a good couple $100,000 total, and the best part is at the very end you get a special reward. So after you complete the 6 last dose missions, you're going to be directed to a parking lot right next to Eclipse Towers, which is going to consist of a free supercar. That's right, a completely free supercar, the Ocelot Virtue, which originally cost almost $3 million. So the fact you get an amazing free electric supercar like this is an awesome reward. Possibly the best free unlock we have in the entirety of GTA 5 Online. I mean, this is an amazing supercar with super fast acceleration, great top speed, and if you happen to have the agency, even though this is for new players and most new players don't have the agency, you can actually put the missile lock-on jammers so no weaponized vehicles can lock onto your car. Without rambling too much, basically this is a really good supercar overall that you should definitely go and get. I'd highly recommend completing the first and last dose missions just because of the first time bonuses, which actually make them worth it. Now that you have a couple $100,000 and you have a personal property and an amazing supercar you got for absolutely free, we can move on to another money method, which is also free to start. A lot of GTA Online has to do with different heists, and this heist is actually very good since you can start it up for free, and it's got a set payout of $500,000, so you get $500,000 for completing it in about an hour. I would say it should take the average player about an hour to complete the 5 setups and then the pretty short finale mission you have at the end. Experienced players usually finish this in about 45 minutes, so I think an hour is definitely doable for most people unless you're really struggling with it, and $500,000 for just an hour of grinding is definitely worth it. So just go to the V icon on the map. It's going to take you to the police station on the left side of the city. Press right D-pad inside of the yellow circle, and then you're going to get a cutscene with Vincent. After you complete each mission, you can go back to this exact location to start up the next one, and the best part is you can do them completely solo. You can have friends in if you want. It would make them a little bit quicker, especially if you have an experienced friend, but I've completed it in about an hour completely solo. As long as you have one decent weapon, you can pretty much complete this entire heist by yourself, so I recommend going and getting the carbine rifle. It's a very good starter weapon, and this is pretty much the only weapon you're gonna need as long as you have enough ammo to complete all the setups and the finale, and that applies to pretty much every mission you can do as a starter in GTA. Same with the first and last dose missions. You really just need the carbine rifle and you're pretty much set. Congrats, you've officially completed a legit heist in GTA Online. Now we're gonna move on to a special contact that actually has to do with the freak shop property, but we haven't even mentioned him yet. So with the freak shop, you also get Dax as a contact on your phone. Now usually contact missions are not the greatest. They barely pay anything, so they're really not worth doing unless they have like a triple money or quadruple money bonus on them. But the Dax contact missions specifically are an exception. So if you call Dax, you can actually start up a fooligan job. You're gonna see an option to request work. That's gonna start up a fooligan mission, which is gonna pay out $50,000 each time, which is a very solid payout. It's way more than a regular contact mission, such as for Martin or Gerald or any of those people. They pay only a fraction of the Dax payouts. After completing one of them, unfortunately, there is a 48-minute cooldown which you have to wait for, so you can't really do them back to back constantly. Although there might be a way to skip that cooldown, so if there's a method for that, I'll make sure to make a video on it. Then a super overlooked money method is a very simple one. So each week in GTA Online, there's different jobs and different businesses that go on bonus, whether it's double, triple, quadruple, or sometimes even 5 times money in RP, and grinding these game modes with a lot of people can make you a lot of money, especially if you play them right and you play them for a good amount of time, like each round for example. Depending on the game mode and the bonus, you can make a few $100,000 just from one match of an adversary mode as an example. So Overtime Rumble is a good example. As you're seeing in the gameplay, I managed to get over $200,000 in each match, so that is a lot of money just for one match of grinding in this certain game mode. Overtime Rumble is a great game mode. Sumo can actually pay a lot. I really enjoy the adversary mode specifically, but you could definitely find some really good paying contact missions when they go on a fat bonus. You can join them through the phone in the middle left application if you go in there, and then you just select the adversary mode if that's the game mode that's on bonus, or just go to the community tab on Xbox or PlayStation, and you can usually find a lot of people that are grinding the good modes that are on bonus. Now for starting players on the current gen version of GTA Online, so there's the old version and the new one for Xbox Series X and PS5, they made it much easier for starting players to make money in GTA Online because they automatically give you $4 million to spend on businesses and vehicles and weapons. Let's just say nowadays it's much easier to get started than a few years ago. There's a list of a couple of different businesses you can start off with. One of the businesses I recommend is the nightclub. The nightclub is the best passive money maker in GTA Online. As long as you keep the popularity bar up, you can make $50,000 every full in-game day, which is 48 minutes in real life, so you can do whatever else, and as you play the game you magically generate money out of pretty much nothing. The only thing is you have to constantly go and collect the money out of the wall safe inside of the nightclub, and you can refill the popularity bar by either reassigning DJs or kicking out troublemakers or kicking out VIPs. So these are 3 methods you can keep that popularity bar up. For reassigning DJs, you do actually have to spend money, but ultimately with this wall safe you're going to be making more money than you spend. And 2 other pretty similar businesses I'd recommend is 1, the CEO office, and 2, the bunker. They're pretty similar since they both have cargo missions that you can do, so you can source supplies or buy supplies, and then at the end, the more supplies you get, you end up selling all those supplies for more money. Even though with the CEO office you have to buy a whole separate cargo warehouse, but it shouldn't really cost much if you go for one of the smaller sizes. I do prefer the CEO office since you can actually get a lot of different benefits, like some awesome looking garages if you have some more money to spend and you need some car spaces, and by owning a CEO office you can get the CEO menu in the interaction menu, and there's a lot of cool abilities, like for example Ghost Organization, which gets you off the radar for 3 whole minutes. That's triple the time that Lester gets you. Or Cops Turning Blind Eye, so basically it doesn't matter what you do, you cannot get the police on you. Inside of CEO vehicles you have one super useful vehicle, the Buzzard, which does cost I believe like $5,000 or $10,000 to call in if you don't actually own it. It's super useful to just spawn instantly right next to you, doesn't matter where you are. So if you need an air vehicle, this is one of the best ones you can get as a starter. Lock on and lock off missiles plus a machine gun, so overall pretty solid helicopter. I will say CEO cargo and bunker cargo is definitely more of a longer term money method, but you do get a good amount of money for it, so pick and choose whichever business you prefer. Another overlooked way to make money as a starter in GTA Online is joining heist finales. Now a lot of players are constantly starting up finales and are looking for players to help them with it, and they get a cut of the final payout, which is usually going to be quite a lot, especially if you do the Cayo Perico heist or the Diamond Casino. Those 2 are the highest paying ones, so you should definitely join one of them if you can. And if you get a person that's nice enough to have you in as a low level, even if you get the absolute minimum, which is 15%, you can still make a couple $100,000 just by joining a quick finale that you didn't have to do too much in. Now of course this depends on the type of player you meet. If he's nice enough and confident enough that he can guide you through it, that's great, but some people decide to just kick you since they prefer higher levels, so it really depends who you fall on. You can take a chance and get an easy couple $100,000 as a minimum. If the host of the finale is really nice, he can give you even more than just 15%, and then you make a good amount of money. How you go about these ones is like with the weekly bonuses, you can join it either through the phone or a community post on your platform. They're really not difficult to find. After some grinding of the methods we talked about in the video, you should be set to buy some businesses. So I would recommend the Agency, it's a great money maker, or the Kosaka submarine that in it has the touchscreen to start up the Cayo Perico heist, which in my opinion is the best in the entire game, and you can do it solo if you wanted to. Drop a like if you went on to find this video helpful, and subscribe if you're new for more awesome videos like these that you do not want to miss. Help us reach 200,000 subs, that would be absolutely amazing. watching. Speaking of completing the Cayo Perico heist solo, click the video on screen now to see a guide I made on that. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.